It's indeed a pleasure for me to be amidst you on this happy occasion when we are inaugurating the International Trade Fair organized by Indian Trade Promotion Organization. This flagship event of India is opening its 33rd edition today. Trade fair is the type and scale of India International Trade Fair have very few parallels. IIFT during the course of 3 decades has been a successful platform for bringing together nations and furthering international trade relations between the participating countries. Trade fair is also a reflection of the strength of India entrepreneurship and mirrors the progress made by the small and micro enterprises which form the backbone of our economy and are perhaps the most crucial link between India's economic growth and social economic transformation. Our MSME units can prosper only if there is a concerted effort at widening the market for their products. I am happy to note that IITF has been consistently helping in meeting the need of this crucial sector, thereby contributing towards meeting the ultimate goal of equitable and inclusive growth of the nation. It is only appropriate that the trade fair always opens on the birth anniversary of Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, the first Prime Minister of India and architect of modern India, whose vision was to convert India from colonial economy into a modern, vibrant economy where each and every individual of this great nation will be beneficial and will participate in it. Therefore, it is appropriate, and I congratulate ITPO for every year fixing the date of this trade fair's inauguration to celebrate his birthday. The fact that a country with primarily agro-based economy and a burgeoning population could make its presence felt in the diverse fields such as heavy industry, communication, nuclear energy, space research, electronics has been universally recognized by the international community. This trade fair represents an important facet of India's economic achievements and intrinsic strategies. Indian economy is the 3rd largest in the world economy in terms of purchasing power parity. The substantial growth rate of our country, particularly in the last decade, around 8% in the context of the international financial crisis of 2008, and in the subsequent years, the world economy remaining fragile and Eurozone crisis looming large over its full recovery. Despite that, India achieved around 8% GDP growth for the period 2003-4 to 2012-13. This speaks of the resilience of Indian economy. The country's financial integration with the world has also been as rapid as the trade globalization. Exports have a very important role to play in the economic growth of our country and have the potential to drive the socio-economic development of our country. The contribution that this sector makes to employment is of utmost importance to our vision of equitable and inclusive growth. India today is the world's largest rice exporters and 2nd largest wheat exporters. But in the manufacturing and other service export, India is growing very fast. I congratulate the Ministry of Commerce, particularly its dynamic minister, Sri Anand Sharma, and all his colleagues for registering double-digit growth rate in export around 13.5% in October 2013 for continuous 4 months, and which is the highest in the last 2 years. However, increased trade liberalization and economic cooperation will not count for much unless they result in the tangible benefits to our people. Hence, thrust should also be placed in meeting the objectives like employment generation, regional development, equitable distribution of the benefit arising out of the economic progress. The last decade has marked a paradigm shift in the developmental approach of our country. We are no longer believing in the theory of dipping out from top to the bottom, but we believe that empowerment of the people is the most crucial instrument in economic development. And this empowerment must be followed by entitlement, and entitlement backed by legal enactment. This strategy is being followed, outcome of which are known to all of you: Narija, RTE, food security, information security. All these have been enacted in the last couple of years. Any economic development has to have some social ramifications. In order to keep pace with the rapid global changes, we need to consistently fine-tune with the skills of our workforce. There is an urgent need to incorporate the skill development and vocational training in the process of our economic growth. We are going to have the demographic dividend. By 2030, 50% of the Indian population would be in the age group of the working forces. And the world's largest working force would live in India. Therefore, these working forces, if they are not instilled with the skill and enhance their employability, instead of being the demographic dividend, they may be the democratic liability. Therefore, we shall have to keep that objective in mind. The vision of the inclusive growth is just not the elimination of poverty or a certain entitlements of the people. It is much more. Economic and social mobility of all sections of the society is the most important objective. This must be accompanied by an improvement in the opportunities of the economic and social advancement. This outcome can only be ensured if there is a degree of the empowerment that creates a true feeling of participation so necessary in a democratic polity. Empowerment of the disadvantaged and the marginalized groups is an essential part of the inclusive growth. The vision must include a clear commitment to pursue a developmental process which is environmentally sustainable. The IIFT 2013, which is focusing on different aspects of the inclusive socio-economic development, along with highlighting the achievements in the service sectors, has tremendous potential to contribute to creation of employment opportunities, advancement of technology, and circumvention of the global communication barriers. I am happy to know that this year the theme of the IITF is inclusive growth, has brought together several hundreds of the entrepreneurs from all parts of the country to display their products at the fair. I learned that of 31 states and union territories featuring in IITF 2013. Bihar is the participating as partner state, while Odisha is the focus state. International exposures offered by the IITF to the domestic enterprises is the most commendable factor. I am sure that IITF and telecom initiatives such as the use of mobile application and the live webcast of program will be highly useful for both visitors and exhibitors. I compliment the organizers for this initiative. It is heartening to know that a special new feature of IITF 2013 is the creation of Innovation Pavilion, showcasing some innovative ideas developed by students and entrepreneurs. Innovation has already been recognized as the currency of the future, and it is an important impulse in the growth. The process of innovation converts knowledge into sound good and economic wealth. In this decade of innovation, we need to work collectively to ensure that all potential ideas of grassroots innovators are encouraged in the larger national interest. We need to pay closer attention to the creative potential of our society and try to add value to the grassroots innovation to enable commercial and social diffusion. The Indian International Trade Fair continues to be an important forum to achieve the objective of the working together with international community towards a united and prosperous world. I extend my warm greetings and felicitations to all the countries participating in the IITF and hope that our collective efforts would be rewarded by the best elements of the international cooperation in various fields. I understand that this year 24 countries are participating in the fair, of which focus country status has been accorded to South Africa. South Africa is India's second largest trading partner in the African continent. India-South Africa bilateral trade has almost doubled in the last 4 years. I hope that the steady increase in trade ties between India and South Africa continue to further strengthen in the years ahead. It is also learned that this year, Japan, which is participating in IITF for the first time, has been accorded the partner country status. Signing of the Comprehensive Economic Partnership Agreement with Japan in 2011 has provided a fillip to the already strong and friendly relationships between India and Japan. We value our trade relations with Japan and are currently taking a number of the initiatives, both in the government as well as in the private sector, to strengthen our long-standing trade and economic partnership. I hope the participating overseas as well as domestic companies go beyond the commercial gains of conducting business to reach out to the core of the lives of the people as a whole. I take this opportunity to congratulate the Ministry of Commerce and Industry as well as ITPO for organizing a fair of this magnitude. I am sure that the business as well as general visitors will find this trade fair interesting and useful. I extend my greetings and good wishes to all participants and visitors in the trade fair. With these words, I declare the 33rd India International Trade Fair open. Thank you.